Okay.
I'm Mr. Murtu, and today I'm going to give you 2 lessons on a favorite topic of mine, multiple births and fertility issues that people have. In this room, we have about 30 of you in here. Statistically, if you would get married, probably 1 in 10 couples will have fertility problems. Could be the boy, could be the wife. So in here, there might be 3 to 5 of you that will discover sometime in your life that you have fertility problems. But let's start off kind of positive. We know about twins, maybe even a little bit about triplets. Just a minute, you're going a little bit too fast for me. But I'm going to talk about, believe it or not, women who have had in one birth 4 children, or 5, 6, 7, 8, and I even have a surprise at the end of, believe it or not, a woman had this many babies. So here's identical twins. I don't know what their names are. What do you think we have here? Fraternal, boy and a girl. Just a minute, my helper is in a hurry. But I do appreciate your help. That little girl looks like she has hazel eyes, hazel blue, and the boy has brown eyes. So of course they're not identical in many different ways. We talked about identical and fraternal twins before in our class. Let's look at triplets real quick. I think we have 2 boys and a girl here, but I'm not sure. So of course triplets, that's pretty common. Let's start talking about things that are a little bit more than that. All right, I've got a baseball player here. I wonder why I have him there. His name's Kate. Well, Kate is an all-state baseball player, and I was his teacher when I lived in Iowa. He goes to a college that I highly recommend. It's called Pella, Central College of Pella. You might have heard of Pella Windows. He is a triplet. So of course, since I taught him, I know his 2 little sisters. Well, there they are, McKenna and Kennedy. I don't have a real big picture of them. All 3 of them are freshmen in college. McKenna is going to Central College as well with her brother. And then their other sister, Kennedy, which is right there, she is going to, let's find out where she's going to. UNI, if you look on the back of my pickup, I've got a UNI sticker, because I did go to that college as well. What it says right down here at the bottom, like I say a lot, I'm so old, I taught their mom Stacy. So I taught the triplets, and before that, I taught their mother. Their mother, when she was married, and her husband and her were trying to start a family, they had fertility problems. And later on today, I'm going to talk about that. So as I show those triplets that I know, that was not natural, whereas the twins we saw earlier were natural births. Okay, so let's get started with some stories. This is a family of 4 girls. Those are called quadruplets. Kind of a hard word to say. They were born way back in 1915. This is one of our first families that we know that had that many kids. Evidently, the circuses and the freak shows at a circus tried to get them to join their circuit. But they didn't want to be made fun of, so the mom and dad said, we're not going to do that. Our kids aren't a toy. But they did take them to the state fair, I guess, in Oklahoma almost every summer, and somehow they were raising money for those 4 girls, which I guess when I read about them, they attended Baylor University and went to college there. These are 5 girls. They're called, if you've never heard this before, they're called quints or quintuplets. It's tuplets. Family of 5, they were born in Canada way back in 1934. Now these are all natural, believe it or not. They did not have fertility assistance back then. So we're still on the natural situation. Let's go to my next family. This would be my first family where mom and dad needed help, and they had, since the 1980s, this ability to give them fertilization assistance. We've got a family of 6. Maybe you've heard of this term before. Sextuplets. They're called the Dillies. They were born in the 1990s, and you probably can't tell from where you're sitting, but they have 5 boys and 1 sister. So girls, can you imagine that? Growing up with 5 brothers that you were born together with? one more quick thing. We were talking about the heart today. When they did the ultrasound on the mom, they only had 5 heartbeats. So they were expecting a lot, but only 5. When they did the C-section girls, they found another baby underneath, so they had 6. Isn't that cool? This one, you have to look really close and count. I know you're kind of far away from my picture, but there's 8 there. But there were twins that were born first in the year 2000. Then 4 years later, they had fertility assistance again, and this time they had 6 embryos, 6 babies born. So they're a family of 8. And they had evidently a TV show on the Learning Channel. I think it was called Family of 8. My next family, now, by the way, they were the Goslings. This is McCall's, Home Journal magazine. They did a thing on them. And at the bottom of my screen, it says Oprah, because they were on the Oprah show. So if you wanted to click onto that, you could watch a 4-minute video of what it's like to have 7. But again, if you look at the picture really closely, there's 8 there because they had an older sister. They were from Iowa, so that's something I was remembering when that was a big news in the late 1990s. 97 is when they were born. That is called septuplets. When you, believe it or not, have 7 babies. Can you imagine that, girls? You're pregnant with 7, and so she survived. That Oprah show did remind me of the triplets that I knew in Iowa. In the Oprah show, they talk about people would volunteer to come to their home to change diapers and nurse the babies every single day. And I do remember that when I lived in Iowa with that family of 3 babies. They had church friends and neighbors, believe it or not, every single day. That first year or 2, they had people coming. Because that's a lot of work to take care of 3 or 4, or in this case 7. Okay, this is very famous family from California. The mom is really famous. They call her the Octomom. What I'm about to tell you, you're not going to believe. You're not going to believe this. This lady had a group of babies, 8 of them, octuplets. But believe it or not, there's more to her story. She had those babies in 2009. So let me see, when were you guys born?
2000.
Okay, so they're younger than you. Trying to think of what grade they would be right now, about 4th grade, if I remember right. She had 6 children before she had those 8. So she's got 14. And what's the most amazing thing about that, all of her babies that she had, all 14 of them, she received fertility assistance.
How does she block?
I don't know. There's some, if you go online and simply type in Octomom, you may not want to see this, but it shows her pregnant.
No.
It almost looks physically impossible that you could be that big. How the abdomen girls could stretch out. So that is my first lesson. I'm done. Okay? Should you stop it?